Hi. So we're getting around to finally talking about Caramel Cascade. Now, when I first picked this up, it was brand spanking new. Exactly. And I did not know at the time that this was going around saying that it smells like Bianco Latte, which we know I am not a personal fan of. If you don't know my full thoughts, I'm gonna leave the video bang bang up top so you can watch that. So when I got this, I was like, damn, this is not gonna be for me. So I thug it out, I let it sit, and now we're gonna talk about it. But if you're new here, hey, I'm Chi Chi and I talk about all things lavish but logical. So if that's your sort of thing, go ahead, subscribe, make some friends in the comment section, and follow me on Instagram and TikTok. This is from Taskeen. This is Caramel Cascade by Paris Cornter. My first impression of this, if you saw it, it wasn't the best because I was like, yeah, it's smelling like Bianco Latte off top. So I was just like, I don't know. Now, I'm just gonna start off by saying, are these two similar? Yes and no. You get songs of Bianco Latte, but it kind of doesn't smell like Bianco Latte all the way. Okay? So let me tell you why. This one, for sure, is more caramel driven than Bianco Latte. Now, the things that I do find are similar is that I still get that coconutty, like, car freshener. And yeah, I'm just not a fan of that. So yeah, let's get into the notes real quick before I freaking forget. So top notes have caramel and milk, middle of tonka bean and honey, and base of white musk and vanilla. In Bianco Latte, you have top notes of caramel, middle notes of coumarin and honey, which coumarin is actually a derivative of tonka bean, if I have done my research, and base notes of vanilla and musk. So very similar note profiles. However, when I first got this, right? If you remember my first impression, if you ain't seen that, I'll pop that video up. When I first got this, I said, it smells like rubber. So I was like, okay, that's a little odd. Like, she wasn't expecting rubber. So I was just like, all right, maybe it was the packaging because this kind of has this like rubbery feel to it. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm just picking up on the packaging. And then I sprayed it more and I was like, nah, it's definitely in the fragrance. Like, I'm getting a rubber note, but it wasn't like a rubber tire note, right? So I was like, what does it smell like? It smells very familiar to me, but I don't know like what type of rubber it is. So I had to go to the Dollar Tree to get a gift bag. And then it hit me. It hit me. I was like, this smells like rubber balloons. Not the ones that you can like spell letters out and all that stuff, spell words out. No, it's your old school, like that type of rubber balloon. So I was like, that's what it is. So I was just like, between the car freshener smelling like coconut and the rubber, I said, nope, this fragrance ain't for me. So I was like, but you got to give it a chance, girl, because, you know, you got to let these macerate a little bit. Like, if you're going to do a review, you got to let it sit a little bit. So I put it away a little bit. Then I revisited it. As I revisited it, is that how you say it? Revisited it. Fuck it. You understand what I'm saying. That rubberness does subside. The caramel kicked up, but I still get that kind of synthetic-y car freshener still. So it's definitely not as bad as when I first smelled it and when I first tried it out, because this would have been a whole different review. But like it's okay. It's okay. As far as the longevity of this, it's not nearly as strong as Bianco Latte. Bianco Latte is a freaking beast. Beast! So when you put Caramel Cascade up against Bianco Latte is going to win every time. It's just going to throw her in a chokehold and she's the wrap. I do get vanilla. It just comes off coconutty to me. And I don't know if I love it like that. But it's a lot more tolerable than what I had when I first sprayed this. So as far as which one to choose, because I know that's also something else people are thinking about. Okay, well, which one? If you want something that reminds you of Bianco Latte for a fraction of the price, yeah, go ahead and get this. But I personally still would choose Bianco Latte strictly based upon performance. The performance of this, you cannot beat it. You cannot beat it with a stick. So if you ask me, I would still save up some more money to get Bianco Latte. But if you're just like, nah, girl, I don't care about all that. Like, let me just get the whiff of it. Like, it reminds you a little bit whiff-wise, you know. But if you're like smelling it, no, they're two different fragrances. Like, it's come very close. Very, very close. But it ain't quite right, you know. So, I mean, thankfully, it did start to warm up a little bit on my skin. Now, when I was testing these, I was like, damn, I really should have tried to make this more spring. I wasn't even thinking about that, child. So, yeah, some of my layering combinations aren't going to reflect a springtime vibe. It's going to be very much so winter-ish, fall-ish, okay? So the first one I picked up was NEBRAS. NEBRAS is your berries, vanilla, and cacao. I guess it's all vanilla. So I was just like, all right, cool. But if you wanted to amp up the berries with the caramel, now you could do these two by itself, or you want to throw a little trio together. Eat an apple, throw a little of that on top. So you get like a caramel apple. That sounds quite nice, right? With a little bit of ice cream, like, well, I don't want to say ice cream, but vanilla and cocoa powder. So these two together worked really, really nicely. And it did brighten it up just a hair. You know, that was the only like bright combination. No, actually, this one kind of worked too. But I also did Ambrosia Imperial. Oh my gosh. You know how bright this is. So I was thinking, okay, let's drizzle the Bananas Foster onto this. Oh my gosh. Why am I spraying this? I don't know. Yeah, that one was nice, okay? But Ambrosia carries. So if I wanted to add just a little bit more caramel drizzle to the Bananas Foster, you see where I'm trying to land that plane? Yeah, that one was nice. Then I was looking at my new stuff and I completely forgot I haven't done the review for Blanche Bette. So this one is milky. So if you want to have an increase of that milk, why did I just take the cap off, child? But you see my juice is getting a little darker. I left it in the incubator, completely forgot about it. But yeah, if you want to amp up the milk component of this, these two were a nice match. And then add a little bourbon vanilla to the mix. Yeah. Altair. I also have to do a review of this, but Altair, however you want to pronounce it. Add a little bit of that cinnamon booziness. I really try to get a drunken caramel or something. I don't know. Y'all know how I be doing stuff. And then when it comes to Middle Eastern, look at me. I'm a Middle Eastern princess. I tried Tarak. And this one became like a pear like a spicy pear with caramel drizzle. Sounds delightful, doesn't it? But as you can see, a lot of this is very much so winter, fall like combinations. You know what? This is what you're gonna do. You're gonna follow me on TikTok, and hopefully I will get some, you know, fun, youthful spring summer combinations. But right now I feel like those layer pretty well with it. Overall, Bianco Latte isn't my jammy jam, but I could do a little two-step to it. Snap my fingers, all right, you know, I can catch the beat of it. But in the meantime, check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.